My wife lied to me to spend the night with her lover, they got into an accident, and now she's in the hospital asking why I don't want to visit her. I never thought my marriage would end with a voicemail from a nurse, but I'm getting ahead of myself. This happened 3 weeks ago. My wife, Laura, told me she was staying overnight at her sister's place. Girls' night, wine, late movie, the usual. We've been married 8 years. No kids yet. I trusted her without hesitation. I even helped her pack a small bag and kissed her forehead before she left. That's the part that still makes my stomach turn. Around midnight, I texted her a dumb meme. No reply. Fine. At 1:30 a.m., I noticed her location was off. That was new. She'd never turned it off before, not even once. I told myself I was being paranoid. Married people don't spiral over little things, right? At 6:17 a.m., my phone rang, unknown number. A calm, professional voice said, "Is this Mr.? Your wife has been admitted to St. Mary's Hospital. She was involved in a car accident." I remember asking, was she alone? There was a pause. Just long enough. She was a passenger. The driver is also admitted. Everything after that felt like I was watching myself from across the room. I thanked the nurse. Hung up. Sat on the edge of the bed staring at the dent Lara left in the pillow. Then my phone buzzed out a message from her sister. "Why are you calling me at 6 in the morning asking where Lara is? I haven't seen her in weeks." I drove to the hospital on autopilot. Somewhere between red lights, the truth assembled itself piece by piece in my head. The location being off. The overnight bag. The driver. When I reached the front desk, they asked if I was immediate family. I nodded. They gave me a room number. Outside her door, I heard laughter. A man's laugh. Familiar in the worst way. It was Ethan. Her coworker. The one she said was annoying. The one whose name popped up on her phone a little too often. He was sitting in a wheelchair, arm in a sling, joking with a nurse about being lucky to be alive. Lucky that I didn't go in. I went home instead. I didn't scream. I didn't throw anything. I sat at the kitchen table and opened our shared phone plan. Her call history. Her texts. Months of lies stacked neatly by timestamps. Hotels. Late-night drives. Miss you already. At noon, my phone rang again. This time it was Lara. Her voice was weak, confused. "Why didn't you come see me? They said you were notified." I looked at the wall where our wedding photo hung. We looked so sure of each other. I said, "I know where you were last night." Silence. Then she started crying, and that's where I'll stop for now. Because what she said next is the reason I still haven't stepped foot back into that hospital. Lara didn't deny it. That's what hurt the most. She didn't say it's not what you think or you're misunderstanding. She just cried harder, like the truth slipping out of her had been exhausting to carry. "I was going to tell you," she said between sobs. "I swear. I just needed time." Time. That word kept echoing in my head. I asked her one question. Just one. "How long?" She hesitated. That pause told me everything. 7 months, she finally whispered. 7 months of lies. 7 months of looking me in the eyes and asking how my day was. 7 months of kissing me goodnight before texting him when I fell asleep. 7 months of me being the fool who trusted without checking. She tried to justify it. Of course she did. She said we'd grown distant. That she felt unseen. That Ethan listened to her. The same recycled excuses you read about and think, that could never be us. Apparently, it could. Then she said something that flipped a switch in me. He was going to leave his girlfriend for me. I laughed. Actually laughed. It came out sharp and ugly, like it surprised both of us. "So this wasn't a mistake," I said. "This was a plan." She begged me to come to the hospital. Said she was scared. Said she needed her husband. Said I was punishing her by staying away. That word again. Punishing. I told her I wasn't punishing her. I was protecting myself. She reminded me she was hurt. That she could have died. I reminded her she turned off her location so I wouldn't know where she was when it happened. That's when she got angry. She said I was being cold. Heartless. That any decent man would put betrayal aside in a moment like this. That vows meant something. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't insult her. I just asked, did your vows mean something when you were in his car? She hung up. An hour later, I got a text from an unknown number. Ethan, hey man. I know this is messed up. I just want you to know Lara loves you. This wasn't meant to happen. I stared at the message for a long time. Then I replied. You can have her. I blocked his number. Then hers. That night, I packed a bag and moved into the guest room. I took our wedding photo off the wall and turned it face down in a drawer. Not destroyed. Not yet. I wasn't ready for that. The next morning, her mother called me screaming, demanding why I was abandoning her daughter in the hospital. Abandoning. Funny how that word only ever goes one way. What none of them knew yet, Lara included, was that while she was recovering in that hospital bed, I had already made a decision, and once I act on it, there's no going back. I met with a lawyer 2 days later. I didn't tell anyone. Not my parents. Not her family. Not even my closest friend. I needed one place where emotions didn't matter, only facts. Dates. Messages. Proof. Turns out, I had more than enough. In my state, infidelity doesn't automatically decide everything, but it matters. Especially when there's evidence. 7 months of hotel receipts charged to our joint account mattered a lot. Texts about our future mattered. And the fact that she lied about her whereabouts the night of the accident? That mattered too. The lawyer looked at me and said, "You're being very calm about this." I told him I'd already done all my screaming in my head. When I got home, there were 3 missed calls from the hospital and a voicemail from Lara. Her voice sounded smaller now. They said you blocked me. Please, I just want to talk. I'm being discharged in 2 days and I don't know where to go. I almost felt bad. Almost. Then her sister texted me screenshots. Lara had been messaging Ethan from the hospital. Complaining about me. Saying I was using this to control the narrative. Saying she didn't regret following her heart. Following her heart. With a neck brace on. That night, I unlocked my phone and unblocked her number. I didn't want closure. I wanted clarity. When she picked up, she sounded relieved. Thank God. I thought you were done with me. I am, I said. She went quiet. I told her I'd spoken to a lawyer. That I knew about the hotel charges. That I knew she was still talking to Ethan. That I'd changed the passwords to our shared accounts. She exploded. She accused me of being manipulative. Vindictive. Of kicking her while she was down. She said I was supposed to be her safe place. I reminded her she didn't feel unsafe lying to me every day. Then she dropped the line she clearly thought would save her. If you divorce me now, everyone will know you abandoned your injured wife. I took a breath. Then tell them why you were in his car. Silence. The next morning, I went back to the house and started separating things. Not dramatically. Methodically. Her clothes into boxes. Her documents into folders. I left everything neat. Respectful. Final. At 3 p.m., her father showed up unannounced. He didn't yell. He didn't threaten that, he just asked me if I was sure. I handed him a printed stack of messages. Hotel receipts. Dates. Times that he sat down on the couch without a word. When he finally stood up, he said something I didn't expect. I raised her better than this. He left with red eyes and her spare car keys. That evening, my lawyer emailed me the draft papers. I signed them without hesitation. Lara was being discharged the next morning. She still thought I was going to pick her up. I wasn't. Lara called me at 9:12 a.m. I'm ready, she said softly. Where are you parked? I was already on my way to work. I'm not coming, I told her. She laughed nervously, like I was joking. Okay, then who is? Your father, I said. Or Ethan. Whoever you prefer. Her breathing changed. Faster. Sharper. You can't do this, she said. I don't even have my things. They're boxed, I replied. Your dad has the keys. He knows. She started crying again, this time openly panicking. She said the doctors told her not to be alone. That she needed help. That she thought we were still going to try. I said, you stopped trying 7 months ago. Then she asked the question that finally closed the door for me. So that's it? You're just going to erase me? I looked at the traffic light ahead of me, turning green. No, I said. You erased us. I'm just accepting it. I hung up. An hour later, my lawyer confirmed the papers had been served at the hospital. The timing wasn't intentional, but it felt appropriate. Consequences arriving right on schedule. Her mother sent me a final message calling me cruel. Ethan didn't message again. That night, I went home to a quiet house that felt strangely peaceful. I slept in the master bedroom for the first time since the accident. I didn't dream about her. I didn't replay the lies. A week later, I took down our wedding photo completely. I didn't break it. I just put it in a box and labeled it past. Lara moved in with her parents. Ethan, I heard, went back to his girlfriend, who found out anyway. The divorce will take time. Healing will take longer. But when people ask why I didn't go to the hospital, I tell them the truth. I didn't abandon my wife. I left a stranger who made her choices and expected me to carry the pain for her. And for the first time in months, I'm breathing freely again. If this story kept you hooked, give it a like, share your thoughts below, and subscribe for more.